because I have to because I was hospitalized.
Okay.
It's the follow-up.
Uh, yeah. Okay. So it sounds like not totally interested in like ongoing counseling. It
I mean,
sounds like.
I don't know. I've just had such bad experiences lately with, being accused of being, a nutcase and imagining things. I have a serious issue going on, and to be written off, it's not going to work. You know what I mean? Because it is a
Yeah.
serious issue.
Absolutely. Well, so I guess kind of along the same lines, I certainly, don't want to try and kind of force you to do things that you're not interested in. So part of it, part of the referral was for medication management. Are there any meds that you're on currently?
I don't like meds.
Okay.
I
Is that
mean,
like a no then?
yeah, I mean, like when they put me in that hospital, they filled me full of meds there for treatment on things I don't even have as disorders. And when I got out, my skin was like yellow, almost from kidney
Okay.
failure. And they're telling me to take all these meds that I don't even need. And then
Yeah.
telling me that if I smoke pot, that's horrible. And I'm just like, this is backwards, man. This is not okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
Okay.
into pharmaceuticals at all.
Okay. So it sounds like you decided to kind of end the medications once you got out. I'm guessing.
Well, yeah, I don't. They're putting on me on meds for paranoid schizophrenia. I'm
Okay.
not a paranoid schizophrenic, and so
Okay.
I'm just reluctant to do any counseling or any kind of mental health stuff because the um the idea is to fill people full of meds and write people off a lot, and I'm kind of disappointed in that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I mean, so I just want to make sure I get kind of an accurate understanding of what's going on
I
for
mean,
you.
yeah,
So,
this is no offense to you or anything. I'm not trying
yeah.
to.
So it sounds like not kind of interested in counseling right now, not interested in medications, and it sounds like not taking the meds right now.
I'm okay with
Uh,
counseling. I'm okay with
Oh, okay.
counseling.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm totally
Well,
okay with counseling, but I just
so then
don't
I want to.
want any meds. I mean, not taking the meds. They have me on meds for paranoid schizophrenia, and I'm not a paranoid schizophrenic. This is not okay.
So let's kind of go back to that kind of like I said, that chief concern again. Then kind of question, and you mentioned you're okay with counseling. What would you like out of counseling? So that way we can,
I'd like to
make
establish that I'm not a paranoid schizophrenic, number one,
okay that down.
because,
And And it sounds like is it INBH that's the only one that has said that, or have other people said that?
um, well, they put me on Social Security and said that I was delusional.
Okay. And when you say they, we're not talking about INBH. We're talking about someone else.
They used a hospital. Well, I was put in Sacred Heart.
20 years ago, you said.
No, there was a little, like a couple of days that I spent in the hospital up there. I don't think they kept me like against my will that time.
Okay.
Um, but in my
So
chart
this is like
there,
a third hospitalization.
yeah, in my stay there, they told me that they put in my chart that I said things that I didn't say, and that was also very disturbing to me. So,
Okay.
and I didn't find that out until I took a mental evaluation in jail recently, and I was found completely sane, and I was trying to go to mental health court, but they told me I'm too sane for that. It's just
Okay.
back and forth.
What what ended up? So I mean, let me get kind of some information on a couple of these things. How this third hospitalization at Sacred Heart that we're talking about sounds like it was between the one for cocaine and this one at INBH. Is that correct?
Yeah, and it was a
Okay.
dangerous situation that I was in, and like I literally was about ready to jump out my window to save my life
Oh man,
from
yeah,
some
that
bad
sounds very
people that were in my apartment. So yeah.
okay. So it sounds like you had some bad people in your apartment, and you ended up getting hospitalized, and they're the ones. It sounds like that you said. I can't remember. You said they did something. They were they the ones that diagnosed you? Then you said.
I don't remember what they said. I did have meth in my system at the time. And I
Okay.
actually had meth in my system this last time, but I haven't done any meth since at all. So
Okay. Have you used any drugs recently?
no, I've well, pot. I have smoked some weed, yes.
Okay. Is there any possibility that do you buy it from like the local dispensaries, or do you get it from a dealer? Or
I get from the dispensaries.
Oh, okay, so not really too much of a chance. It sounds like that they uh, laced it with something.
I don't
That
think so. I mean, like, I did recently get some pot from somebody, but he said he got it at a dispensary. So I don't.
okay. I mean, so that would be something to think about whether you or not you smoked that right before things happened, and maybe that person that you got it from had gotten some bad
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, but still the issues that I'm dealing with harassment and stuff,
Hmm.
that isn't imagined, and it's a problem. It's an issue for me. It's a safety concern, and I do believe that's why I can't find my brother too. So,
Yeah, yeah, no, but I'm just wondering because you mentioned kind of being in the hospital, and they said you tested positive for the
oh
for the
yeah,
meth, and I was thinking maybe it was on some marijuana that you
could have been.
smoked or
It could have
something like
been.
that.
Yeah, it could
So,
have been Josh.
okay, well, tell me about the jail situation too. What happened there?
Oh, my boyfriend beat me up, and I finally got tired of him hitting me, so I picked up a baseball bat and told him he's not going to hit me anymore, and I didn't touch him with it or anything. And I got arrested for second-degree felony assault with a weapon, domestic violence, and I had to sit in jail, take charges. My dog was tortured while I was in there.
Because you were protecting yourself, it sounds like.
Yes, I was. And so, like, that's not every assault charge I've had other assault charges, and none of them were ever actually really something I did. So this is
Okay.
this is what I have. There's this history of people falsely accusing me, falsely incarcerating me, trying to write me off, and it's just really not good, and it's disturbing to me. So I do want to be in counseling so that I can, have a record of who I am, and somebody with knowledge on mental health, to help me with that.
Yeah, yeah. It does sound to me like maybe you have a habit of kind of getting yourself mixed up with sort of the wrong people. You mentioned having these people that were not really good in your house and having to defend yourself against an
What you
ex-boyfriend
need to
like that.
what you need to understand though is that this identity theft thing is I'm specifically kept from even knowing good people. These people
Oh,
work
okay.
together in a network to keep me cornered, and
So
I
you
don't.
only get to meet like
Yeah,
people that are unhealthy.
yeah, and I mean, I come from my mother is not a great person for me, and it's like people always say, "How'd you get wrapped up with these people?" I don't know any of these people. They're not people I know, They just bombard my life all the time. And
Yeah.
so now I just don't talk to anybody.
Okay. How long have you been on your own then? Not talking to people.
I mean, I've just recently decided after that hospital stay that I just can't
Okay.
believe that
Okay.
somebody's a good person if they come, try to be my friend or what have you. I just know. So,
Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely kind of like sounds like, until you're able to like, we talked about like kind of see through to people's character and weed out those people that aren't good.
I need to deal with this identity theft problem. It needs to be addressed. They've committed massive amounts of felonies. And
How do you think we can address that?
well, I mean, I'm addressing it. I have to make reports to the Federal Trade Commission. I have to make them aware of what's going on. So
Okay. Have you like notified like what are the crediting agencies? They
it's
sometimes are
not
the ones that.
it's not that kind of identity theft, dear.
Oh, okay.
Um,
I didn't realize there was
it's
different kinds,
okay.
but
Like for instance, yeah, there's massive different kinds of identity theft. It is people creating fake identities and attaching themselves to my great great grandmother as a relative and collecting benefits that
okay.
are owed to her, collecting benefits
Okay.
that are owed to my grandfather, my dad, me, my brother. It's called
Okay.
synthetic identity theft.
Okay. And I take it grandmother and grandfather are kind of passed away at this
Yeah,
point.
and there's all these people listed as relatives of mine and theirs with fake birth certificates,
Someone's
fake death
yeah,
certificates, and all kinds of shit.
they're just trying to live off your
Yeah.
grandfather's wealth.
Yes, that's exactly what's going on.
Is your mom helping you out with this a little
My
bit? I mean,
mom's
you mentioned
helping them out. That's my
oh,
mom's.
mom's helping
My
them
dad's
out.
side of the
Okay.
family is the money.
Oh, okay. I gotcha.
I've come to
Yeah.
realize I think I was born for this purpose, which is really disturbing. But yeah,
Okay. And then, so one of the things I'm wondering about, so you're getting blocked from receiving these benefits then too, because
totally,
you said you're on Social
completely.
Security.
Well, no, not blocked because of Social Security. I'm blocked by
No,
these
no, no.
people that are doing this to me. from
Right, but you had mentioned you're on Social Security, and you wouldn't be able to be on Social Security if you were
yeah,
getting these benefits. Yeah. Okay.
right, but I wouldn't want to be on Social Security anyways. It's so much money you don't
Right.
even understand. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. No, you'd rather be getting the benefits. It
I
sounds
mean,
like.
it's my money, you know. So yeah, I
Yeah.
guess I'm not a money
Yeah.
hungry person, but um they try see they work hard to keep me unable to do anything, about anything. When people this networks of people do this to people all the time, and it's actually not a new thing. This has been going on for actually centuries. People have always been killed and people take over their identities. This is not a new thing, okay?
Okay.
Um but there are criminal networks that do this to people, and it's disturbing, and it's not reported very much because they succeed at doing this to people. I mean, most
And then
people.
are
Huh?
you in contact with your father, or has he
My
passed away?
my
Or
whole family's passed away. Yeah,
oh no, I'm sorry to hear that.
yeah.
So it sounds like you're kind of on your own, and your mom is kind of working with them.
Hmm.
Okay. Um, okay. How might counseling help out with this? Because you mentioned, that you were already working towards
Well,
trying to get this resolved.
counseling helps because, like I said, I need someone to be aware that I'm not a paranoid schizophrenic. I can't keep having people see this idea of trying to make me seem like a crazy person makes me unable to tell anybody what's going on when I'm being told, when they're writing down on paper in records of my health that I'm imagining this, that it is so disturbing. You don't understand. I mean, this is a terrible problem. I can't have people writing me off.
Right, right. Well, so I mean, it definitely sounds like, and you mentioned earlier that you'd like someone to like basically kind of validate that you're not paranoid schizophrenic.
Yeah. Mhm.
Um, and so kind of unfortunately, there's no like blood tests or anything
Oh, I
like
know.
that can be done.
I know. I know that. Um, I did one time have a really great meeting with somebody at Frontier Behavioral Health when I tried to sign up for services. And in 1 hour, he said, "I'll tell you right now, you're not a paranoid schizophrenic." And that was so relieving to
Okay.
me. But anyway,
Who is that?
I don't even remember who he was. He was a man down
Oh,
at,
it's too bad.
well, I can look him up and find out again because maybe need to talk to him some more. I'm not sure.
Well, it sounds like you did have a good connection with him.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an hour conversation, but he could tell right away that I wasn't a paranoid schizophrenic, and he just said it right out, and that was comforting. Um, the other reason, not just to validate, the other reason I'm doing counseling is because they put me in that behavioral health, right? And I'm
Hmm.
required to do this. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I'm just trying to fulfill my requirement.
Sounds like you're on like an LRA or something like that.
No, I don't think so. I just think that
What happens if you don't do counseling? I
LRA, I don't
guess.
know what an LRA is, but they told me that I have to connect with counseling. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just doing what they told me I'm supposed to do because they
Yeah.
told me I'm supposed to do it. So I don't want to get held against my will again and told I'm crazy and filled full of meds that I don't need.
Sure. Sure. No, I can imagine. Yeah,
That's a
wanting to avoid
nightmare.
that. Well, I mean, so I can tell you, like at least at like kind of Chaz here, we're not going to force you to do anything against your will. Everything is voluntary. So if you don't, so if you don't want something, obviously you don't have to engage in that or anything like that. Um, and so we do brief solution focused counseling, which means that, we'd have after this session today, we'd have half-hour sessions every 2 to 3 weeks, something
Cool.
like that.
Great.
We're solution focused, so we try and work on helping patients, get problems in their life resolved and assisting them in achieving that kind of stuff.
Thank you.
Um, so again, I mean, it kind of, like it definitely sounds like this situation is really frustrating, which I can totally understand.
Yeah, and I feel weird coming at you, or I feel like I'm coming at you in a really defensive way. It's a little uncomfortable, so I apologize.
Well, no need to apologize. You've been through a lot. I mean, so I can like kind of help out with, discussing how to manage that frustration. I mean, it is a frustrating situation. You're going to experience that sometimes, but I mean, you and I can talk about how you
Yeah.
can do things in life to like find enjoyment and get relief, get your mind off of these problems for even just little breaks and stuff like that, if that's something you're interested in.
Yeah, sure, Josh. Yeah.
And then also, like I said too, if you're also like kind of feeling like, you know what, I don't really feel like I need counseling, you don't have to do the counseling either. Like it's
One
totally
time
up to you.
one time when I was in rehab, they were like, "I think you're cured, you're probably good, Kamala." And I'm like, "No, no, no, I can't get out of rehab. I have to stay in rehab." So,
Well, I mean,
yeah.
it doesn't sound to me like there's any like it sounds like they really strongly encouraged you to follow up with counseling, but
Yeah.
we don't like engage. Chaz doesn't do like court ordered or hospital ordered counseling. It's
Yeah,
it's
that's not
totally
what
up
it
to
is.
you.
Right, right. I
Yeah.
just just if anything like that happens again where they're trying to do that, I do need somebody that works with me that can say, "Hey, like I don't think that's necessary," or I mean, I just need a safeguard a lot basically, I think.
Yeah, well, I mean, certainly I would, like if you want to continue counseling with me, I'll do everything that I can to kind of assist you in avoiding the hospital.
Thank you.
I don't know that I have any control over,
Right.
like, it sounds like this situation, the police came in, and I certainly don't have any control over that,
Yeah, I
unfortunately.
know. I know. I don't know. I'm okay with counseling. I really need to have a documented history that I'm trying to care about my mental health,
Yeah.
too.
Well,
So
I just write down kind of what you say and things like that. And so, yeah. So like at least, yeah, you have that documentation that you're trying to do something.
mhm.
Um, let me ask you some other questions about this assessment here. Any housing concerns, like any concerns about losing your housing, being evicted, anything like that?
No.
Okay.
I just signed a year lease and I just got a Section 8 voucher, but yeah.
Okay. Put that down. Any concerns about like basic needs, like food, clothing, things like that?
Not right at the moment.
Okay. So one of the concerns that I do have is it does sound like you don't have a whole lot of like supports, like friends or family that you can rely on.
That's correct.
Do you have anybody at all, or none whatsoever?
Um I mean, yeah, I've got groups on Facebook that I connect with that deal with similar issues.
Okay, so you have some groups on Facebook that can provide a little bit of support. Man, that's too bad. Like no friends, around you or anything like that to talk to when this is really frustrating. It sounds like.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, so any do you drink alcohol at all?
I had a little bit of wine earlier last week, but I don't drink much at all.
Okay. Okay, let me put that down. Not drinking. What about marijuana?
I do smoke pot like
Okay.
every day, probably.
Okay. How much do you smoke?
It doesn't take much for me. I just take a couple puffs and I'm pretty stoned.
Okay. And so when we talk about like couple puffs, are we talking about like oil or flour?
Sometimes I prefer dabs, like the oil, yeah.
Okay. So that is oil. Okay.
Yeah, like even one puff of that, I'm stoned, so or whatever they
Okay.
call it.
Let me just kind of put that down here. Any other drugs? I mean, I know you mentioned a history of cocaine. It sounds like that's in the past.
Yeah, I quit doing cocaine. I have periodically here and there over the years after I quit, but nothing that I've ever like been hopelessly addicted to.
Okay. How long ago did you quit?
When I was 30. And then I did have
Okay.
a relapse shortly after that, and I just put myself in rehab. I called on a
Okay.
Sunday and they were like, "We're not open." And I'm like, "No, you have to be open." So,
Yeah. And then I know you mentioned kind of testing positive for meth when you were in the hospital. Is that something you've ever done in the past, or?
yeah, I did meth. I don't yeah, I've done meth. It gets offered to me a lot, but I anymore, even if it was offered to me, it grosses me out. I'm just not into meth.
Okay.
It's gross, I think.
Who's offering it to you a lot?
All these weird people that I don't know that are always trying to be my friend.
Well, probably like red indicator number one that these people aren't trying to be your friend and
Right.
aren't good for you is they're offering you meth. So if
Right.
they offer you meth, kind of good indication to steer clear.
Red flag.
Right, red flag. Are you on any over the counter medications or supplements or anything like that?
No, I don't like meds.
Okay, all right, fair enough. Any thoughts of suicide recently?
Oh, I've never had a suicidal thought in my life.
Okay, well, I'll put that down. Ever engage in any non-suicidal but self-injurious behavior,
No.
like cutting or burning or anything?
No.
Okay. Ever have any thoughts about wanting to kill other people?
No, I've been pretty angry before, but I would only kill somebody if somebody was right in front of me trying to kill me.
Right, in self-defense. You're not trying
Yeah.
to premeditate it. It
Never,
sounds
never,
like.
never. I'm not that stupid.
Okay. Any access to like weapons, like guns or firearms of any kind or anything like that?
Well, I mean, if I had to have something to protect myself in my home, probably not something I would want to really tell anybody about anyway, you know. Um,
Okay. All right. Yeah. Any thoughts or like? So this is a question, and again, it's not meant to be offensive or anything like that towards you or anything. Ever hear things that other people don't hear? See things that other people don't
no,
see?
no, like I said, when you're harassed a lot and people are calling you the same name over and over again, like I said, people are always, you're a rat, you're a rat. They always say, you're dead, you're a rat. Okay, and what's really great for me is that they just recently, after doing this to me every day, all day long, in my own home, I don't have to leave my home for this to happen, right? Well, they've
Yeah.
just recently, like, stopped. They, like, quieted down, and
Okay.
stopped doing this, and I'm like, "Okay, see, that's not paranoid schizophrenia when you just suddenly stop hearing it," you know? They do
When
it
it
still a
suddenly goes
little bit.
away.
Yeah. They still do it a
So
little bit, but it's not nearly as much. They've all but quit, so.
and so you're one of the things I'm wondering about is this like are these like comments you're reading online because you mentioned
No.
you're at home.
It's really hard to explain my situation. Just a second. It's an unbelievable situation, and so people don't understand that these people do this to people. Okay,
Yeah.
and it's a massive character assassination campaign put against a person when all these people decide to network together and do this to somebody and steal money. It also includes this campaign against them to try and dismantle them to make them in a position where they can get at you and literally kill you.
Okay. But I mean, I guess I'm kind of wondering how are they like communicating to you that you're a rat and you're gonna
They
die?
just keep telling me that all the time. They just walk by and harass me. They're just crazy
Oh,
weird
so it's like
people.
when you're out in public, not
No,
like
I
at
mean it's
home.
like there's a bunch of my neighbors that do it.
Oh, okay.
Not
Okay.
all my neighbors do, but some of them do. This is a
Okay.
massive I mean, the problem with my situation is it's so hard to describe to anybody without sounding crazy. So I just almost don't even want to. You know what I mean? It's just like
Yeah.
you wouldn't understand unless you knew about stuff like this that it happens, and the word is getting out that this is happening to people. I have noticed online that there is starting to become an awareness about this kind of thing that happens to people.
Huh.
But since the world is not aware of this kind of thing, it's really hard to describe without sounding like a fucking crazy person. So it's very frustrating for me, and I almost don't want to tell anybody because it just makes me sound like a crazy person, and it gets me locked in a mental ward, and I need help from this situation, but nobody understands that it's happening. And I hate to tell you, but one of the fraudulent accounts that is being milking money out of my family's money is called a policeman and fireman benefit fund. You can do a background
Okay.
check and quickly see really quick that this is happening. I can prove it to you. So that's
Well,
disturbing. And like I coincidentally don't get the police want to write me off. It's just I don't know. It's really frustrating, and I shouldn't have even brought it up because it's just too hard to describe.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think the one word that probably does best describe kind of this situation that's going on is frustrating.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, like I do feel like this involves, like, I think, like you said, kind of a lot of stuff that I just is beyond my scope of
Yeah.
understanding.
Not very many people know about stuff like this.
Yeah. Um, so I think, yeah, it would be pretty. I just wouldn't understand kind of a lot of the stuff like going on here.
Right.
So again, like, I kind of want to look at, like, I can even kind of tell as we, like, sort of talk about some of this stuff. It's very frustrating for you. It's probably like raising your blood pressure right now and stressing you out and
Not
stuff.
being believed and people not knowing what I'm talking about and it sounding so outrageous. It's just like, I mean, you wouldn't believe that these people do this. It's just even hard to believe that people even do this. I mean,
Yeah.
that's why I had to record it. That's why I had to start recording it so that people would see these people are really doing this. And that's probably why they stopped doing it so much. But yeah.
Okay. Well, it does sound to me like you figured out kind of a method to get them to stop doing that. Then
Yeah.
that's good.
Yeah.
What do you think? So one of the things is, and you tell me if this is kind of accurate, but I get the impression that this consumes a lot of your day.
This consumes my whole life. Yeah. But
Yeah,
I'm
that's kind of
afraid
the
to
feeling
say
I
that
get.
because I don't want people to lock me away and write me off. That's my worst fear now. That's my new trauma. It's like,
Well, and that's not the direction that I'm looking to go. But what I am kind of looking to do is that, I imagine you're working as hard as you can to resolve this issue.
yes.
Um, and you know, I just kind of wonder if, like, is there a way to, like, get away from it for half an hour a day, even to do something that takes your mind off of it and you
Um,
enjoy and relax.
yeah, I mean, I'm pretty stuck on trying to inform myself about things and um I mean, yeah, I do distract myself with I'll watch something on YouTube and I'll learn things. I like to learn. I'm signed up as a student to start an education at Purdue University
Okay.
on May 22nd. So I'm going to
Okay.
see how that goes.
What are you
Um,
going to school for?
law studies.
Okay, you're going to study the law.
Yeah.
Okay, trying to become a lawyer.
Yeah, my heart's not really in it. And Purdue sent me a letter the other day telling me they're glad I'm interested about behavioral science. So I think they're maybe trying to tell me that I should do behavioral science because I'm like, I'm already registered for school, you know.
Hmm.
Um, I might
What'd you
switch
register? What
majors.
classes did you take?
There's well, hold on, I'd have to look it up for you. It's a general law studies, and then you get
Okay.
what you get a bachelor's, right? In that, and then you go on
Okay.
to Concordia Law School after that.
Oh, okay.
It's just a
Well, I
general
mean,
law studies. I really need to get going. I don't start till the 22nd, so I still have time to get all my classes squared away and my schedule and everything.
now,
Um,
are we talking about the 22nd of April? Because that's tomorrow.
no, 22nd of May. Sorry.
Oh, okay. So you got a month.
Hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm all set. I don't even know what my class schedule is. They told me on the phone, they repeated it to me, but I haven't gone in and like digested it in my brain and figured out what my days are going to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm
Well,
got to do.
the one thing that I want to, like, kind of point out here too is as we talk about, like, going to school and the Purdue University and stuff like that, there was a huge shift in your mood. Like, you're happier. Your mood seems lighter, even for that brief moment.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
you're thinking about a future and stuff like that.
Right,
So
right. I have a
so
degree
that's
already too, by the way.
okay. What do you got your current degree in?
Business administration and web design. I got it in
Okay. Have you
1998.
got it in 1998? Okay. Have you
Yeah.
used it at
Oh
all?
yeah, I've used it tremendously. It's gotten me a lot of really good jobs. Like, my last real job was a comptroller, if you know what that is.
Well, a comptroller, I think, is something I've heard about it in New York. Does it control the subway?
No, but I it's funny, I used to be the office manager at air control heating, and everybody always thought I was an air traffic controller. No, it's an accounting position. You manage it's kind of like a CEO actually.
Oh,
You're in
okay.
charge of
Okay.
everything, basically.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, so I mean, like, one of the things that I would just like I said, it kind of encourages when you talk about like things that you've been really successful at in the past, your degree, going back to school now, you're
Yeah.
smiling, you're happy, things are kind of better.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that there's things that need to be done with, and I'm just going to call it kind of the identity theft portion of things. And I'm sure you're doing those things. I think it is really important to give yourself a break every day, whether that's just kind of mentally, or if you can get out of your apartment and go to a park and go for a walk, just things that are going to like really like get your mind off of all the frustrations and the negatives, and help you kind of relax. That might help you stop smoking too, which is something
Right.
you're kind of talking about.
Yeah.
So super important to kind of do those things.
Yeah. Thank you.
Um,
Thanks for making me aware of my mood shift because I didn't really.
yeah, no. I mean, definitely, it's pretty noticeable, like kind of between the frustration and the happiness about those things. So,
Yeah.
I mean, do you have any kids, by the way?
I do. I have a daughter, and
Okay, you have a
she's
daughter.
at risk because of this too. So that worries me a
Okay,
lot. She's a teacher here in Spokane. She's a really good girl. So yeah.
nice. So you raised your daughter; she became a teacher.
I
That's
didn't
pretty
raise her.
good.
My cocaine addiction made her dad take her away from me, and that needed to happen at the time. But then when I got clean, I wasn't able to see her. He still didn't let me. So that caused a lot of problems too emotionally for me. But
Yeah, I can
we
imagine.
can't we spoke every week on the phone, and so she always knew who mom was, and that mom loved her and stuff. So yeah,
Okay, so
and
you
she
got to
got
have some sort of communication and connection with her.
yeah, and when she was like 12 years old, she'd come and visit me in Montana and stay with me for a week or two.
Okay, so
So
you
yeah.
got to build a relationship there. Now, is she over in Montana or is she here in Spokane?
She's here in Spokane.
Do you get to get together with her, have lunch with her?
Well, this whole Camel is crazy thing kind of she doesn't understand, it's hard for her. And it's hard for me to explain to her what's going on with our money and stuff. So I think she's finally
Well,
starting to get the picture. One of my neighbors told me the other day that he raped her. It's just like really, yeah. I don't
well, I
know.
guess kind of one of the things that I'm wondering about is, I don't want that to become a divide in this relationship you have with your daughter. Is it possible for you guys to get together and talk about something other than this whole situation? Talk about you going to school, see how things are going for her and her school and
Yeah.
stuff, and just avoid the topic?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I just contacted her day or two ago, and I finally had to at least let her know some of the things that are happening, so she understands, because it is a risk for her, and for her not to be aware is not the best idea.
How'd she respond to that?
She at first was like, um, I had some concerns about her boyfriend because he's the one that took her to this party where this person said that happened to her, and she said he's fine, and I just said, okay, I just want to let you know that we got just a couple things. She understood. She actually understood instead of, writing me off. And I was really strategic about it. I didn't, give her a whole bunch of like crazy information. I just wanted her to understand there's some things going on, and want to make sure she's safe. And
Mhm.
she understood. She did. She totally understood. She's understanding she's starting to get an idea, and she knows I care about her. She knows I'm not crazy, and so I feel a lot better.
Okay. Okay. So it sounds like she received the information well.
Yes, she did. She did.
Good.
She's smart. Yeah.
Good. Well, so I mean, it sounds like you have a little bit of a support. Maybe not someone that you can talk to kind of about the identity theft, but someone that you can call up and check in with, and again, maybe kind of distract yourself for a little while talking to your daughter.
Yeah, yeah. She's busy and stuff, so I don't want to bug her too much. I definitely don't want to use her for a support system or anything. I will stay in contact with her, and reaching out and making friends on a level with people that have been through what I've been through and that are working on similar things. That does help me. So that's what I'm doing. And,
Yeah.
I study behavioral health, like counseling and techniques, and you know, I listen to
Yeah.
binaural beats to calm me down and things like that too. So
So you got some coping skills. I guess kind of one of the questions then to ask is like, do you want to have future sessions with me, or do you feel
yeah,
like
that's
this
fine.
is enough?
No, I mean we can. I think that's great. I feel bad the way that I've had to kind of show you about my situation, and it's frustrating, and so you don't really get to see me very well with all that in the way. So I
Well,
apologize for that, and I wouldn't mind having counseling sessions just because I need to have that there, you know.
yeah. So again, no need to apologize to me.
Mhm.
Like, I'm not, like this is what I do is help people when they're struggling, to try and kind of find the most meaningful life that they can live. And so we can kind of move forward in that direction. Okay.
Okay, Josh, thanks.
So
Jo
if you do want to kind of meet with me again, let's set up a follow up appointment. Now, do you want to come in and meet with me, or would you prefer to, do the video visits?
I'd probably rather do video visits if you don't mind,
Okay.
and I apologize, you
Yeah.
probably wanna be called Joshua.
Doesn't matter to me. You
Okay,
can call me whatever you like.
okay.
Okay. So, like I said, we do kind of appointments here at Chaz maybe every 2 to 3 weeks. Do you have any preference or anything like that
I
about
like
how?
afternoons.
Okay. Do you want to do it in like 2 weeks?
Yeah, that'd be fine.
Okay. Is 4:30 too late for you?
No.
Okay. How about we do a video visit on May 5th at 4:30 then?
Okay, sounds good.
All right.
And I
Well,
wanted
I'll
to
see
let
you.
you know that my name's Kamala.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Kamala.
I don't
Okay.
think you said it, but in case we, have any communication or you ever if anybody ever call my counselor or something, you'd be like, "Camilla," and that's not even my name, it's Kamala. So,
Kamala. You will probably have to kind of remind me about that a few times, but generally after I've talked with someone like 2 or 3 times, then I can get it stuck in my brain.
yeah, it's like, "Thanks, mom," but it's just like Pamela.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I will do my best to remember
If
that.
you don't, you'll be you'll be just the same as everybody else, so don't feel bad if you do.
Well, but please do correct me. Let me know. Hey, it's Kamala. So that way
Okay.
I can get into the habit of it. Okay.
Okay.
All right. I'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right, Joshua, thank you.
All right. Bye.
Bye. Okay. get sexually assaulted and they're like, you gotta walk to the hospital. Don't send no cops to my door. I love you, Baba. Come over here with your mama, honey. Beanies. Come near to your mama. I always think it's funny people around here selling a 1989 Honda Accord, $1,000. It doesn't have an engine. Like, what? No thanks. I'm good on that one. Oh, hotter than hell. I think Bubba's gonna live through it, I hope. Fucking weirdos. Oh, leave me the fuck alone, weirdos. God, my air just stinks so bad, dude. Kinda smells like weed, but it's not really weed. I don't know what the fuck they're doing. The fuck they're smoking or whatever. So tired of living next door to these people. Sucks. Whatever's in their air is in my air, you know. I guess it probably could be coming from anyone's apartment. Who knows? I hope everybody out there is having a good day. That you're healthy and happy. Not breathing fucked up air. Just gives me a fucking headache, man. I just fucking have a constant migraine from this shit, dude. Fucking so irritating. At least they're not harassing me like they were. You notice. And they shut up somehow. Somebody shut them up. I guess. That's very good. No longer runs. Oh, what the fuck are they putting in my air, man? It's gonna give me a fucking headache, dude. God, it gives me a fucking headache. They are giving me fucking migraines, man. Oh, God. What the fuck is that shit that they're putting in my fucking air, dude? It's giving me a fucking headache. Fucking quit. Whatever the fuck you're doing, blow it out your fucking window or something. Blow it in my fucking air. Can't even fucking breathe. You dumb fuckers, man. Yeah, it makes me sound a little crazy. I understand, and I sound a little bit nuts when I say what I say, but if you understood, people really do these fucking things, man. I don't know what the fuck they're smoking. It's not weed. It kind of smells like weed, but it's fucking fumigating the fucking hell out of me. I'm so tired of it, man. It's fucking retards, dude. Fucking retards. Oh my god, dude. What the fuck? Fucking. No, these people. I'm fucking sick in the head, motherfuckers, man. Fucking weirdos, dude. Just pumping fucking shit in my fucking house, in my air. Oh my god, that shit's fucking gross. Give me a fucking head. Fuck. Loser, dude. Losers. Gives me a fucking migraine, dude. Gives me a fucking migraine. Poison air in your house and try to give you fucking lung cancer. Scumbag motherfuckers, dude. Fucking retarded fag bitches, dude. Fucking idiots. Fucking idiots, man. The day's coming now, folks. I promise you that. Because you're protected by the fucking cops around. They're a couple fucking idiots. Sick fucking pieces of shit. Fucking idiots, dude. Oh, fuck. Yeah, I don't know what the fuck is. What does that smell? It's not weed. It kind of smells like weed, but I know it's not fucking weed. Fucking scumbag motherfuckers, dude. What the fuck? Who fucking does this shit, man? Kind of a fucking weirdo. Fucking scumbag motherfuckers, dude. Fucking retards, man. I fucking hate it. But, you know, they can come in and rape you. It don't even fucking matter. You gotta walk to the fucking hospital. Fuck you, dude. You're a fucking piece of shit. Fucking bunch of piece of shit fucking cops, man. I swear to God. Yeah, cops in my city are fucked up. Fucked up, dude. Cops in my city are fucked up. Fucking incarcerating me in a fucking mental ward, trying to shut me up. What the fuck? Fucking scumbags, dude. Scumbag motherfuckers, I'll tell you what. Yeah. That's cool. I can't say that they don't know the shit is going on. Fucking dumbass motherfuckers. Signed on to fucking help people do shit like this. You're a piece of shit if you do that. That's all there is to it. Fucking retards, man. The air in my house is fucking totally contaminated, man, by these fucking idiots, dude. Fuck these fucking people, man. It's not weed. It's like they're mixing it with weed or something. And I can tell it's not weed. So I burn sage and incense and turn on the air filter and the fan. Pump it out of here. Probably fentanyl or something. A quick line dust or fucking CO2 or radon. Freon. Pretty weird people, though. I do know that. Evil people. Very evil. Fucking evil.